Okay, guys.
Sorry, my
Oh,
dog.
sorry. Okie dokie, guys. Harley Davidson Pan America. That's what we're riding today. Wow. Wow. Here we go. Currently at the ABR Festival at Radley Hall in the United Kingdom, Warwickshire. Let's see what this little girl's like. Let's see if I can get my leg over. Jesus Christ. Let's get her up. That's it. Get her up. There we are. Oh, it feels nice. Let's get that side stand up. That feels great. How do we start this thing? How do we start it? Where's the keys? Oh, something's happening. Suspension's just dropped. Here we are. Ignition's coming on. And I pressed the starter here. So it was turned here. That's a nice switch. Let's start her up. Beautiful. Okay. Hopefully it's a good ride. Oh, there's a dampener there on the steering. There we go. So this should be an interesting ride. Looks like they're the Pan Americas out. Going on the dirt tracks, I think. But we're going to be sticking to the road and just generally taking it out for a quick spin. I'll just give you a ride on this Pan America. Tell you what it's like. Tell you what it feels like. I don't know many details about it, but it's lighter than I thought it would be. It feels very light when it's on when I can touch the floor. So I'm 5'10". I have a 30-inch leg, and I'm about 13 stone in weight. So I'm not particularly tall. I'm just particularly average. My feet are very nearly flat on the floor. When I turn the ignition on by using this toggle switch here, and then started it with this button here, the suspension dropped, which was quite nice and reassuring. I suspect that when I ride off, the suspension will rise. Maybe. We're going to see about that. And I guess when I come to a halt at traffic lights or whatever, the case will be that the suspension will drop again. I'm guessing. I am guessing. Let's go for first. Felt nice going into first. Feels nice. Nice adventure bike. So I've, from an adventure bike, I've had the Tiger 900 from Triumph. That was a great bike. This feels okay stood up. It feels okay when you stand up. Feels comfortable. Yeah, it feels very comfortable. So we're just exiting the grounds of Radley Hall, where the Adventure Bike Rider Festival is held. That'll take a few minutes. I suspect the ride's going to be about 20 or 30 minutes. So if you want to stop the video and go and get yourself a coffee, come back to me, then that's absolutely fine. Just as an introduction, welcome to the channel, Bankrupt Pensioner, and my name's Richard. As a first off, let's just say always ride safely and always be kind to people. There are enough problems on the planet. We don't need more problems, so just be kind to people. Just trying to select neutral from first, that seemed a bit difficult, but selecting it from second seemed much easier. I'm getting a flash off the dash with what looks like a suspension unit, and maybe that's sort of warning me that I'm in the low position. That's interesting, that you get on the bike, you turn the ignition on, and then it lowers itself. Why wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm struggling to get neutral from first. I am struggling. But going into second is very, very quick. No major problems at all. The handlebar, the rubbers are very thin. The rubbers here feel very thin, which is an advantage or a disadvantage depending on how you feel about it. It just feels incredibly thin. I've never ridden this bike before, so I guess I'm nervously holding on quite tight. But if I relax a bit, yeah, that feels okay. They just feel a bit thin, or maybe it's just me. The clutch is super light. The screen looks nice and high, and I suspect it will offer deflection at speed, which is great. We'll test that out. The engine feels nice and smooth. I'm not particularly knowledgeable on Harley Davidsons. But you know, I got the opportunity to ride. The guys asked me to go and ride this, and I said I would, and it feels quite nice. Currently in third gear, 20 mile an hour, and it seems happy enough. So for town riding, it seems okay. It does seem okay. It seems nice and controllable. Nice and controllable. Yeah, it seems a bit flickable. All the dimensions of the bike you'll be able to get off the internet. But this is just a first ride impression of the Pan America from Harley Davidson. There's the guides. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. There we are, visor down now. Yeah, it seems to got tons of power. I think they've got about, is it 140, 150 horsepower? Is this the indicator? I don't know. Where's the indicator? I've no idea where the indicator is. That's my fault. What's happening here? Bit of confusion. can't seem to see the indicator. Let's have a look. Oh well. Clutchless changes are very good. If you're into clutchless changing, it's very good. I'm not recommending that you do clutchless changes. I'm just saying for those that are performing clutchless changes, you'll enjoy yourself. That transit van driver didn't seem particularly happy. That's the horn. It doesn't seem so obvious to me, and I should have asked them. Where are the indicator buttons? There's a myriad of buttons here. I should have asked. It's obvious. It's going to be obvious where they are. It's just that I don't seem to be able to find them. Is it me? It's got cruise control. Ah, hang on. I've found it. Right, I've got it. I've found it. The button for the indicators is right under here where my thumb is. Right there. So it feels a bit hidden, but I guess once you know where it is, it's in a reasonable position. So it looks like it redlines at about 9,000 RPM. That's a very fast spinning engine from Harley Davidson. You know, they usually redline at 5,000 or 6,000 RPM. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it doesn't feel over tall. It's very light when riding. It's very light when stationary. As I say, I've got a 30-inch leg and 5'10", so I'm not particularly tall, and I'm not particularly short. I'm just particularly average, and it feels quite comfortable. You know, when I'm stood still, I seem to have flat feet, or near flat feet when on the ground. Oh, hang on. They're not looking where they're going. Let's spin it around. So I've had no problems turning that. No feet down. No issues at all. No issues at all. No issues at all. Poor chap in front, he keeps on stalling that ultra limited. I was kindly asked to take that out yesterday, of which there will be a review of that bike in the same context as this one. And I found that very heavy, especially when, you know, coming to a standstill or just starting off. But it was a great bike, great bike. Take a look at that review. Here's someone. I'm not sure how much the Pan America is. I guess it's somewhere around £20,000. Is that right? Tell me in the comments. Have you got a Pan America? What's your experience? While I'm here, don't forget to subscribe. Please like if you found it interesting. And don't forget to turn notifications on for the channel when new content comes out. Content comes out, what, once every sort of 5 days. Hopefully useful content. It's a new channel. We're building it up. We've got now just over 2,000 subscribers. Thank you very much to all those subscribers. It's much appreciated. It costs nothing to subscribe, but makes a massive difference to the channel. It costs nothing to subscribe. So we're in 6th gear, 60 mile an hour, just over 3,000 RPM. Seems okay. Good for cruising down the motorways on your way to the Alps. Yeah. So when it's at about 2,500 RPM, I can feel the typical V-twin struggle, or the judder. But once it gets over 3,000 RPM, that judder goes away. It feels great. The screen, certainly at this height, seems to work really well. As I say, 5'10", and I'm looking at my vision over the screen is great. I know the camera's just a bit lower than, the camera's in line with my mouth, but from an eyesight perspective, an eyesight level, it seems great. If you're looking at the alternates to, well, the Tigers and Yamaha Honda offerings, and you've got a flair for a bit of American machinery, this may satisfy your needs. I understand the earlier instances of this model, here we are, had issues with the batteries. But now I am assuming that issue has now been resolved. Maybe it wasn't an issue with the battery, but it was certainly losing its charge. If left for more than a couple of days, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong on this, but it feels and rides great. It does ride great. So we're going into a 30, currently in 3rd at 2,000 RPM, and she's pulling away nicely. Now at 2,500 RPM. No, 3,000, sorry. Yeah, she's great. The seat is very comfortable. It's typical of an adventure bike, but it is quite comfy. It's not hard or soft. It feels just right, actually. It does feel just right. The screen, I am assuming, has different modes and all that good stuff, but it is simple in its information, and that's what you want. You don't need lots and lots of information. You don't need lots and lots of information on the screen. You don't want to be playing Space Invaders with the screen in front of you. It's giving me the speed, it's giving me the RPM, it gives me the fuel. That's all I need to know. And if I really need to know it, it tells me what gear I'm in. The brakes seem really good. They're a bit sharp. The front brake is a bit sharper than my Triumph T120. It's a bit sharper in a positive way. on the Triumph T120 that I own. It's quite progressive and needs using, and that's okay. Whereas this, you just have to touch it and it really does grab. In a nice way, not in a bad way. So that's good news. It does seem, it seems a great ride. If you're interested in this kind of thing, I guess the best thing for you to do is go down to your local Harley dealer and take it out for an hour or two. That would be really cool. So, the indicators are automatically cancelling and they work. They seem to work very, very well. The Triumph Tiger I had auto cancelling on the indicators and it was very iffy. As I've said before, maybe some of the manufacturers that have iffy indicator cancelling need to talk to Harley Davidson, because they seem to have got auto cancellation figured out. They seem to have it figured out. It goes around the corners nice and easily. It's going into the corners easily. I'm not having to push it down. It seems to want to fall in nicely and confidently, which gives me confidence to push it over. It does feel very good on the road. I'm surprised. I am surprised. I am surprised. In a nice way. Right, I'm on tiptoe now, and the suspension is... I am on tiptoe because the suspension's risen. I put in neutral. Does it go down? No, it doesn't. No, so I'm now on tiptoe. But I feel okay. I do feel okay. It doesn't feel heavy like it's wanting to fall over. Not at all. What's happening here? Okay. Who's this? Oh, they're letting another group go through. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, we'll just stop here. I'm going to move them to the back so that way you can get a good flow on, okay?
Yeah, yeah. So we're just moving people around, maybe. Hello?
It's a two-way, dude.
Two?
It's a two-way.
Yeah, yeah.
Stick some getting used to.
Yeah, yeah. I had the Ultra Limited yesterday. It's like riding a planet.
I was just trying to get my feet to do that, eh?
That's okay. That's okay. So I think we're having a bit of a shuffle round. For some reason. And that's okay. I don't know how big the fuel tank is. I don't know how much it does to the gallon. I suspect because it's American it'll do about 40 miles to the gallon. I may be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here we go. So it seems to be, I think it's already set up for sports mode with it saying S there. I've no idea how to change the mode. I was literally thrown on the bike and said, you know, Richard, come and ride this. Just come and ride this, you'll enjoy it. So that comes from recognition from the channel, which is great news. Absolutely great news. Being grabbed out of the crowd and saying, you know, come and play with this. Really nice of Harley Davidson. Supporting the channel. Thank you, Harley Davidson. Yeah, so it's a nice bike. It's a nice bike. You see, the world's got competition on this kind of level. You know, you've got very expensive bikes like the 1200 Tiger and this machine at, I don't know, £18,000 plus or whatever it is that the prices are of those machines. And then at the other end, you've got Benelli TRK 702, you know, and that's what, £6,800. You know, it's just the gap between the stuff that's made in India and the stuff that's made everywhere else just seems to get, or India or China, seems to get wider and wider. And ultimately, the prices coming from Japan may pop a bubble, may pop some kind of bubble, economic bubble, where people just eventually go Chinese. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about Chinese bikes? Has anybody ridden the TRK 702 from Benelli? I have, and it's wonderful. Of course, it doesn't have cruise control or anything like that. But for £6,800, what would you expect? Anyway, that's another subject. This bike feels really nice. It handles through the corners beautifully. It's just not what you would imagine as a Harley Davidson. You know, it feels Tiger-esque. It feels great and flickable. You know, it's a great adventure bike, I guess. And with such power, having loads of luggage and a pillion on this bike won't be a problem. It just won't be a problem. Yeah, it's great. Picks up like a dream. It does pick up like a dream. It's a lovely machine. Well, hey, let's brake. Brakes are good. Bike brake is good. It really does fall into the corners nicely. It doesn't feel like a... Is it a 1200? It doesn't feel that way. It feels ultra light. It's so flickable. It really is flickable. Yeah, very nice. I'd love Harley to give me one of these for a week. Go up and down the UK, go up to Scotland on it, see what it's really like, see what it really does to the gallon. Ride it hard, ride it economically. Try the various riding modes. So, if you are thinking about the Pan America, I do suggest that you go and get in touch with your local Harley Davidson dealer and arrange an hour or two riding this machine. Way out of my budget. It's out of my budget. I tend to buy bikes and don't buy them on HP or PCP. I tend to buy them. So you know, if it's £20,000 or whatever price it is, it's out of my budget. It's completely out of my budget. But I guess you could get this on PCP and pay whatever it is a month over 3 or 4 years, I guess. I'm not particularly keen on riding in large groups, especially with people that I don't know, because you never know what they're going to do. Not that I'm perfect, I'm no perfect rider. Oh, so I nearly got it in neutral from first, but it is better from second. On this machine, it may be different on other Pan Americas, but it seems to be easier to get into neutral from second than from first. It keeps on flashing a suspension at me, but I don't feel the suspension doing anything. Stats here now. I am feeling heat on my inner thighs. I am feeling heat from that V-twin. So if you're stuck in traffic for a long time, that may be something you want to consider. I am feeling heat. Oh yeah, yeah. I suspect you could easily get a wheelie out of this. Yeah, that's interesting. So I stood there, now the engine's warmed up. I could feel heat from the V-twin in between my thighs. Yeah? And I suspect if it was 25 degrees, that heat might feel a little uncomfortable. Yeah? Especially if I was wearing leathers or whatever. I'm wearing a pair of jeans. And now I'm riding at what, 20 mile an hour. I can feel that heat. In the winter, that would be a welcome thing. Yeah, it would be really welcome. I don't know if it's me, but the steering or the fairing may be off centre. I'm looking at this area, which feels straight, but that screen seems to be twisted to just a little clockwise, and it's a bit disconcerting. I'm not sure if that's how it's meant to be, or if the screen's been moved for some reason. Maybe someone's hit the fairing, and it's just moved it slightly. It looks like the screen is slightly off centre, or just slightly twisted. Maybe it's me. Let's ride straight, let's see what happens. Right, so if I look at this, I'm riding straight, yeah, it is off centre. Either the steering is twisted anti-clockwise, or the screen is twisted clockwise. Now actually, yeah, I don't know which one it is. Maybe it's a bit of both. But the bike's riding beautifully, and the steering feels straight. It's not like I'm stretching with my right arm and not stretching with my left. They seem equal. I think it's equal. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, you should be thinking of, if you're thinking about this bike, go to your dealer. Go and take it out for a couple of hours and see what you think. Yeah, it is. Do you know what? It's the steering. The steering's twisted to the left. For some reason, I better tell them that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, now I've seen it. My left hand feels more towards my body than my right hand. It does. So I'll just tell them that maybe a couple of bolts on the stanchions need loosening to allow it to go back to being straight. Yeah. But apart from that, this is a great bike. This is a great bike. If you're into that, if you're into Harley Davidson, or you fancy that kind of flair, then oh yeah, take her into the corner. If you fancy that kind of flair and you want to go away from the norm of Triumph and Honda and Yamaha, then maybe this Pan America is for you. It is very comfortable. My bum is super sweet on this. The engine is it appears lovely. The screen appears lovely. It's giving out just the information you need. It's informative. That's what it is. And it's easy to read. And that's what you want. You don't want to do too much brain power figuring out what the screen's telling you. You want to be able to look at it and easily take the information in and do whatever you're doing to allow you to make the decisions that you need to make. I suspect this would be fantastic in the switchbacks of the Alps. The mirrors seem to be very good at speed as well. They don't seem to be vibrating or anything. No, they're not. It's very stable, riding slow. I mean, I'm doing 5 miles an hour, and it's very stable. It's very stable. Yeah, at slow speeds, this feels lovely. It's not wanting to go its own direction. It feels lovely. It's super straight in its ride. Super straight. Let's get the visor up. Yeah, it is. It's super straight. It's a great bike. It really is. Confidence inspiring. It seems a lovely smooth engine. The brakes are good. I don't think you could go far wrong with this. It certainly is premium. Yeah. It certainly is premium. If Harley Davidson offered me for this for a few days or a week, oh yeah, I would be taking this on a long ride and getting used to it. But I've only been on the ride for what, 20 minutes? And I'm already getting used to it. And it's easy to ride. And that's a good thing. You don't want to be concentrating too much on whatever it is. Down into first. But, oh, excuse me. That was disgusting. What's this guy doing? Jesus Christ. Ugh. Yeah, this is great. This is a great bike. So we're coming up to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. I know it's just the first ride, yeah? It's just the first ride. The specs for the machine are available on other sites. Yeah, give this lady a wave. But this is my first impression of the Harley Davidson Pan America. And it is very good. If I got a spare 20 grand or however much it costs, I would probably buy this because it's very good. And I'm not just saying it. If it was crap, trust me, I would tell you. It looks like it's got cruise control and all the stuff, and I ain't got a clue what all this is for. But it looks okay. It looks good. It's sad that motorbikes, you know, seem to be so goddamn complicated. I don't know, you know, what the hell's going off here? I just want to ride the bike. But the Harley Davidson are by themselves on this one. They're not by themselves. We seem to be going into a very complicated world, and it's just mass distraction. I guess you can ignore all the buttons and just get on with your ride. Just find the buttons that you need. But, you know, everybody's doing it now. Some Mercedes there if you want to buy a Mercedes. God knows why a Mercedes stand is here. No idea. Classic cars. There we are. Really enjoyed this. Hope you found it informative. Ride safely. Be kind to people. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to turn on notifications for future videos. Have a great day, and I shall see you soon. Harley Davidson Pan America. Go to your local dealer and book a test ride. I think you will find it quite wonderful. It does. There we are. Have a great day. See you soon. Let's turn her off. That's interesting. There we are. That's where the side stand is.
What was it?
Bloody wonderful. I'll have 3, please. I'll order 3. With a foot massage. Yeah, lovely. The Harley Davidson guys are absolutely wonderful today. Well, they're always wonderful. Glad you enjoyed the video. See you soon. Bye-bye.